Welcome back, boys and girls, to another exciting episode of Full Circle. Episode 27. Is that correct, Jerry?
You're correct, 27.
All right. Little fun fact, I usually say the wrong episode number, and we have to start over recording several times, but not today. And a happy Halloween to everybody out there. It's that spooky time of year. We're going to have a Halloween-themed episode, but Jared said that's stupid and a waste of an episode and too cliche.
It's Reformation Day. For all the Lutherans out there. Wink.
Oh, I am not Lutheran, but happy Reformation Day to all you Lutherans out there. Thank you for watching.
Can you believe it, Adele? A whole day dedicated to Reformation Day that all of America celebrates. No, that's not what they're doing?
Well, I don't know what you're doing, but you can tell me at Harmon Jr. That's where you can find me at, your host of Full Circle, along with
Jared Fradette, and I'll be tweeting at you from Toon Velo. So we have an exciting episode for you today. Like Adele said, we have a topic dedicated to horror and Halloween. Going backwards though, we will be talking about Pokemon Go, Pokemon Let's Go, Eevee, Pikachu. You basically can't separate those two anymore, but now there's a new feature called Master Training, and we'll kind of get into that and what that might mean.
For the present, past, and future. Well, I guess not the past.
No.
Just for the present and future.
Yeah.
We'll also be discussing our nin abilities. Yes, for those who watch Hunter x Hunter, not Hunter x Hunter, it's Hunter x Hunter. We'll be discussing what our nin abilities would be in that world, how we would control them, all the zany things we'd do with them. Hint, hint, I'm a specialist because I don't fit into the other type.
Shocker.
I know.
But first and foremost, we'll start out with our spooky Halloween special. Our scariest moments in video games that were not horror games.
Yes, that's our little spin of how we're doing it. The things that scared us the most in games that weren't horror. Me personally, I grew up alone as an only child. And lots of things in games scared me because I played by myself. And lots
in
of
the dark, in a room by yourself, the faint blue glow of the TV, just like casting weird shadows.
Yeah, like I couldn't play a horror game to save my life. Like I would probably like give myself cardiac arrest. But that did not stop things from non-scary games from scaring me. Like the number one pick I guess the first spot on my list is not my number one pick was from actually Pokémon.
Your favorite game?
My favorite game series. It was from Diamond and Pearl, which is actually the current gen, the 4th gen Pokemon just released in Pokemon Go. So yeah, and there's full circle tie-in there.
How'd you play with only 4 Pokemon?
So in the Sinnoh region, there is a place called the Old Chateau. That's where you originally found Rotom, Rotom. You know, I was watching Chowder last night, actually.
I missed that show.
That was a good show. But there's a place called the Old Chateau where you originally found Rotom, and it is haunted.
Okay.
And, you know, it's the 4th generation Pokemon, so it's still very pixelated. And as you go through, you see, like, ghosts, like, you know, they just kind of float by, and you're like, oh, what is that? And then when I first walked in, it initially freaked me out. I was like, oh, you know, it's not that scary. But then you see the quintessential scary thing always, the little girl. And I forgot how they did it, but like you walk into the room, the lights turn off, the lights turn back on. You see her, she turns to you like red glowing eyes and like just flies away or into the TV or something. I forgot something happens and then the TV comes on and that's where Rotom is. But I just remember it gave me the biggest goosebumps ever. Like I legit never wanted to go back into the Old Chateau again.
Oh my god. 1, 2, Eevee's coming for you. 3, 4, better. Pika's shut the door.
Dang it, Pikachu's too many syllables.
Pikachu. Mimikyu's coming for you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
1, 2, Eevee, shut the door. 3.
Oh, I thought you already off the rhyme scheme.
Oh, well.
4 and door.
Oh.
So one of my scariest moments is actually from an old puzzle game called Myst. And so, realistically, it's not really that scary. But basically, anything you do in this puzzle game, just trying to figure out the puzzles, could end the game for you, and you've met the bad fate. And so, you wake up in this mysterious land. You don't know how you got here. There's limited things you can do. There are these books with these weird video people talking to you in it. Like pages, pages, and you're like,
that was creepy.
Right? I just look at your face. It's already like, oh, I've scared you a little bit. But then, like, literally, so, like, one of the worst fates you can do is if you collect enough pages, like, you're prompted to do, but you didn't collect all the pages, you're sucked into the book with one of the, there's like multiple books, with one of the people, and they go, oh, you didn't collect all the pages. Well, I guess we wait for the next person, and now you're trapped in here with me for eternity. Terrifying.
That is pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
So, continue my list of not... Okay, this one was intended to be scary.
But the game overall is not horror.
Yeah. It's a BioShock Infinite. For those who have never played BioShock, do it now. Play BioShock 1. You can skip 2. People say I'm stupid. No, you can skip 2.
I've only played BioShock Infinite and Burial at Sea.
Oh, okay. Then you played enough.
Mm-hmm.
You should play 1.
Probably.
Don't play 2.
I should play 1 to complete Burial at Sea.
Yeah. And then if you just want more BioShock,
you can keep going.
Yeah.
They're in my Steam library.
Oh,
I have them.
I have them too. They're like free on like games with gold or whatever you have, you PSN.
Right.
Other place. Anyway, in BioShock Infinite, there's a part where you go to like I guess the Hall of Presidents, and there's like all these automatronic presidents, and they don't do anything. And for the most part, the first half of this level, if you will call it, you just keep seeing what I had to look up as they are called Boy of Silence, which there's more than one, so it makes me want to call them Boys of Silence, but the enemy itself is called Boy of Silence. It's like a guy with like a old-timey megaphone thing on his head.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do anything. Like, they just kind of, like, you turn a corner, like, one's there. Yeah, they're just looking. Like... And if you look at them, you know, they'll look at you and turn red and make noise. And you're just like, okay. And, like, they kind of disappear. Like, I'm not sure if they're appearing, disappearing. They have some mystical thing going on.
This whole scene is also, like, Elizabeth, alternate future older Elizabeth is, like, taking you through, like, years of, like, degradation of Columbia. So you might be, like, phasing in and out yourself.
So they're not disappearing, you're disappearing. Anyway, so you get to quintessential, the thing you were supposed to find. And so you get it, and there's a set piece, so you get it. You turn around, one is immediately in your face, and then he honks. Like again, he has like a giant old-timey megaphone on his head. And he's like, brrr, and it makes like the gear enemies come to life, but it terrified me. Like, I had to like pause the game, hold my chest, like take a moment. And yes, I know it's a jump scare, and jump scares are the cheapest scares, but they are also the most effective scares there are.
Okay, so my next one, it's like stupider than a jump scare. It's literally anytime Link faces a Re-Dead in Legend of Zelda. Because you know what's going to happen. They're over there. You don't have to go and interact with them, but, I mean, you do if you want to progress in the game, but you can find ways around it. But you go, and you're like, here it comes, and then, and Link freezes, and you cannot do anything to prevent him from freezing. And they latch onto you, and you're like, I had so few hearts already. And you're wiggling the controller, you're like, please free yourself and run. Terrifying.
You know, specifically in The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Iron Knuckles used to scare the crap out of me. Because when you fight them as Kid Link, because they tower over you, and there's like, and like, I don't know if it was the bad graphical limitation at the time, but they just look horribly jagged. and the worst part was you're fighting them. This is not my pick, but it just reminded me I hate Iron Knuckles in that game. And you know, their armor kind of comes off, and then they start doing a...
Now we can really go. And I go, what have I done?
Yeah, it's just because I really felt like I was a 12-year-old kid fighting this giant monster, and as like I got close to beating it, it's now angry and legit running after me. You know, you hear the steps, and I'm just like, and I think that's like one of the few enemies in the game that, like, you know, he does like the axe swing. If he hits you, it takes off like
you're
a considerable
gone.
amount.
You're just gone. Hope you collected all the heart containers and already beat the 7 stages because saved them.
Oh man,
because you need just your full health to take 2 hits from them.
I'm having like anxiety just thinking about it. But my actual final pick was really good. It was something seamlessly not scary but terrifying. But apparently I suppressed that memory because we were talking about it pre-show and I forgot what it was. So I would just go with an eternal classic. So in 1996 or 7, because I remember when the game came out, I was 6 and 7 respectively. Mm-hmm. And Mario 64 came out. And if you play Mario 64, you already know where I'm going. And Jolly Roger Bay. I don't know if it's called Jolly Roger Bay. It's called Jolly something Bay.
I think it's Jolly Roger Bay.
Yeah. there's a star called "Can the Ill Come Out to Play?"
Oh, yeah.
And yes, he can. You know what it is. You swim to the bottom. There's like a vent with a star in it that you need the metal cap for, and there's a little eel in there. And, you know, and he has the giant head and the teeth, and you have to swim close enough to get him to peek out and then, you know, he comes out and says, no, but so I've had lots of people have this. Lots of people have. I found out this is a thing in games where you can drown. People have, you know, anxiety of water levels because you can drown.
So, fun fact, I'm going to steal from my brother, and I'll do it again in a second. The game Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, my brother just refused to play the water level because despite the fact that she's in a power suit, space suit, whichever, exosuit, he was afraid of drowning. So he just quit the game. He's like, no, not going to do it.
It's the same thing. You know, Sonic probably started off with that. That's why I blame it all. We all got drowning anxiety from Sonic.
I'm glad that Link finally learned how to swim.
He did, you're right. But yet, so you're in the level. I'm already freaking out because it's a water level. I'm underwater in the. Oh man, that was not my number one. But like I said, I suppressed it apparently before the show because I was freaking out too much. Oh man.
So my final one, which isn't even my final one, it's actually my brother's again. So another puzzle game, Morpheus. So, you know, he told me about it, so I was prepared. But so you start out again mysteriously. You're on one of the iceberg breaking ships in the Arctic, and you don't know how you got there, and you're trying to solve the mystery of how you got there, how to escape, and where everybody is. But immediately you take the first few steps, and you immediately just fall into the cargo hold onto a pile of bodies, and you're freaking out. You're like, holy cow, what is this? And you jump up to try and run away, and then there's just hanging bodies all around. Then there's like the ghost of like all the passengers saying save us, and you're like, nope.
It isn't a horror game.
It's not a horror game. It's a puzzle game.
All right.
I know. It's just like, nope. Whatever this mystery is, it's gone. I'm not gonna do it.
I like to have my mysteries at a Scooby-Doo level.
Right, where every single villain is a white male venture capitalist. Look at you, America.
Ooh, got a little meta there.
But speaking of this transition sentence, nin powers.
Nin powers. For those who don't know, nin powers are from an anime called Hunter x Hunter. It's very popular. You know,
the manga has just come back from. Well, not just come back but it's been about a month since it's returned from hiatus, so that's very exciting.
I feel like it's been longer than that. It's been like a couple months.
Really? I need to catch up with it.
You do need to catch because it went. Point is, it wasn't years.
True, which is ecstatic. So let's start with if you don't know
what is nin?
What is nin? Nin powers. It's chi, chakra. It's the power system in this universe.
Yeah,
and
it comes from your aura,
right? And it's broadly classified into 6 categories. Can you know all, Adele?
Zen?
No,
not Zen. Zetsu?
No. The type of nin power you have.
Oh, we're not talking about the basics. Okay.
No.
You're an emitter.
Emitter.
A specialist. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, I don't know. What are they?
Emitter, specialist.
Transmuter.
Enhancer, manipulator, and conjurer.
There we go. Jared came prepared. I did not.
Okay, so you said you were a specialist, so that means you don't fit any of the other types. Yes. I should say we don't have a water divination test, so we went with Silka's personality test to determine what type we are.
Yeah, usually you perform a test, and this test lets you know what type of personality you are. It's like element affinity. Like you have an affinity towards earth or lightning or air. For these types, you can't change. It's just what you're born with. You're a specialist is a unique kind. Means you don't fit any category. You get to craft your own power to your own liking.
So what is your own power to your own liking?
My power is something I like to call universal control.
Okay.
Where I have the ability within a perceived field to control things with my conjured item that is a universal remote.
Okay. So can you record their actions and play it back?
I can.
Okay. What are some of your techniques?
So if anyone's seen Blinks the Time Cat, I'm essentially Blinks the Time Cat with a remote, and I can point it at stuff.
Are you Adam Sandler in a Click?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe. Quasi. A little bit.
Okay.
But with actual skills and abilities.
With actual skills, abilities, and comedic humor. Oh, burn.
So the way it works is I mean, that hasn't nothing. I'm not reinventing the wheel here, people.
Okay.
But the way it is, so if I'm fighting, let's say someone throws a boulder at me, I could pause the boulder, freeze it in time, leave it there. Now I can rewind the boulder back to them catching it and them putting it down. I can speed up the boulder, just for simplicity's sake. And and do crazy things there. I can do a quintessential like Breath of the Wild. I can freeze it, pop, 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 pop.
Bing, 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 bing.
Have it build up force and send it in a different direction.
Okay.
I can record my actions and thus have, 2 of me. So let's say I'm fighting.
So you have a ghost fighter like in Mario Kart.
Yes.
Okay.
So I can record myself doing a combo on someone, and then have that. Only say one recording at a time, and as I'm fighting, have the recording come out at any time. Okay. And anything I record, has a natural durability limit of some type. With like any clone thing with enough damage, it would just simply disappear.
Okay. Now, does it destroy and you can play it again, or does it destroy and you have to record something new?
It destroys and have to record something new.
Okay. So these clarifications are important.
And so, I can also do things like I can do a special attack with Nimbus. You can like shoot energy. I can like shoot, and pause it.
Okay.
And then, eventually just play it or rewind it just when it's beneficial to me.
Okay.
So I can set up traps like that.
That's right.
And
again, the entire anime and manga is about hunting.
Yes.
Traps are like 90%, 99% of what it's about.
Yeah. So when I get real creative, so let's say I can do some sort of attack, freeze that, record myself or record things happening, and have that set up whenever. And then, I could essentially, with enough time or just, as the battle goes on, set up a series of chain events with rewind, fast forward, pause, record, and all this stuff. And eventually get to a point where, like, the enemy is where I want them, and all I have to do is simply press play.
Nice.
And just have it play out. But the kicker is I can also, myself, when things are going on, I can myself still keep fighting and doing things.
Okay. I'm imagining a scenario where you're badly damaged, you're dying, so you hit pause on yourself, and you just have to kind of wait for someone to come, and save you.
Yes, I can do that. So, excuse me. So, but because it's Nin, I can only stay paused as, the item is conjured. So, so I'm saying eventually, I will run out of Nin, and then it will just unpause and I'll be... But I should
Unless it is Nin that gets stronger after death.
Oh, okay. We're not getting into that Hisoka nonsense. For those who don't know, Hisoka was killed and he came back.
Spoilers.
Well,
that actually might be a spoiler.
But they finished the anime. The anime's over.
Yeah, but it doesn't go all the way. They're never going to make it again. Any more of it?
Yeah, it's just over.
Oh, my heart.
Like Jared, the last episode.
Bonji gum, my heart.
The last episode came out in 2012.
No.
Yeah.
There was a 1990 release, and then a new one that started in 2012.
No,
okay. While you look that up, I'll explain my power because it's more complicated. In the sense that, as a conjurer, my power is all about complicated rules, and the more complicated and strict they are, the more powerful the Nin is. But let me ask you a question: why exclusively just them?
Okay, for now, it should exclusively be just them because. If you try to make it a non-NPC thing, well, a regular trainer on Route 3 shouldn't be a master of anything.
No, but if you look at the trailer, that's what it seems like they are.
Oh, no, they are. They're master trainers hidden. I think they're more not randomly on Route 3.
Okay.
But I feel like the gym leaders and Elite Four members, it makes sense for them to be, instead of being we're the random trainers scattered throughout the land that just are here for no...
No, I expect to see the Metapod Super Trainer hidden in Viridian Forest. That's where he is, Odell.
And for actual players, because if we try to implement this in the game, I can see it becoming real broken real quick.
Right.
There need to be
So again, competitively, how love is a thing in the games, but there is no love in competitive battling.
Yeah, or not love in the sense where if a Pokemon loves you, they dodge and heal themselves with status moves. That type of love, right?
Right, that kind of love.
The affection, I guess. Yeah, so it will probably break the meta and competitive battling. I've have thoughts about how to implement that in competitive, but more on that later.
Okay.
So, I dropped my wand. How this would work is, so you meet the fourth gym leader is a water type trainer. So therefore, all their water type Pokemon receive like a rain dance boost without the rain. Like, so all their water moves are 25% more effective.
Okay.
Anything they're weak against, it's decreased by a tier. And it's so like if it's super effective, if it's 2 times super effective, it's now neutral damage. If it's 4 times super effective, it's now just 2 times super effective, so on and so forth, into resistances as well. Resistances as well.
Okay.
And that's because they've trained their water Pokemon up to a point they became a gym leader, and that's all they know.
Right. So like Relicanth, right? Water rock, right?
Yeah.
It's now only two times weak against grass.
Yeah.
Instead of 4 times.
Yeah, instead of 4 times.
Okay.
And its water moves, receive like a 25% boost just because that's how masterful that trainer is.
Okay.
And again, like I said, these are gym leaders, which we all know Pokemon is relatively easy. So, and they're essentially the boss characters. They're the boss of the dungeon.
So this is in my mind, like you're trying to bring to fruition the original image of the Elite Four battle or the Indigo battle, where Charizard comes and full flame fire punches Blastoise, and Blastoise is just like, and.
Oh yeah, that was cool in when they remade the Kanto series in that like 5, 6, however many episode mini. Yeah, that was good.
And
so it was like not only at first I'm resistant to this, but because I'm super like no, better yet, I want to be like when Cynthia's Garchomp received a Blizzard from a Weavile from Paul or wherever Ash's rival that was, and it literally just stood there and was just like, Blizzard. Something that would probably one-shot any Garchomp on the planet by any ice Pokemon that's ever existed ever. And he was just kind of like, I probably can't take this another one. But yes. Oh, I think I bent my wand.
I think it's meant to be bendy.
Probably.
Because you can like unscrew it and like...
No, it has no screw.
Oh, it doesn't just... It's...
No.
Oh.
Screw you, Ollivander.
Ooh, talking smack.
I am.
John Hurt's dead.
Who's that?
That's Ollivander. / the War Doctor. / the voice of the dragon in Merlin. / a very famous actor.
Oh, well, screw you, Ollivander in the book.
Ouch. No,
J.K. Rowling's still alive.
She is still alive and making random additions to her works that she probably shouldn't be.
Probably not. Oh, but anyway, back on topic. Yeah, so I really think they should. They're quasi playing with that idea right now, but I feel like Gen 8 that would be really cool because like it's easy. So first of all, if the gym leaders are a bigger challenge, they should be. And if the Elite Four, let's say because they have different types, if they're like they even double that for them, I'd be like that makes sense. I feel like the Elite Four was only ever challenging in the original game due to one, a limited number of Pokemon. Dragons being damn near unbeatable.
I think the Elite Four and the Champion from now on shouldn't have types. It makes it way too... They should just be elite trainers. Like, maybe vaguely following a type, but it's like... I think in Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun and Moon, right? It's like, okay, I'm just going to go at you with my fighting Pokemon and just, like, can take out, 2.5 of you.
I think it was in X and Y. It was either in X and Y or in Black and White. I think it's more X and Y. They followed a theme. I can't remember, but okay, no, I'm lying. It was in it was actually yes, in Hoenn the 4th generation, the Elite Four, like the fire guy. He had like an Infernape, like a Rhyperior or something stupid, a fighting Pokemon. They clearly had like the quintessential type, but not all their Pokemon were that type. They like because I remember the fire guy explicitly. I felt like had 2 actual fire Pokemon, and the other 3 were just like.
Maybe they're just trying to stay region specific.
Yeah, or like Bruno in the original game, like I think he's the fighting guy, but he had like ground and rock Pokemon as well.
But I'd like to see us go back to that then, because that feels truly more challenging.
Yeah, and of course, the elites they can just have screw it, regardless of type. My Pokemon all get like a 20% bonus because I'm the elite member. My Pokemon should be really strong.
That's true.
And I think it would be really cool if they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in game, not competitively, you can like somehow master a type or receive like a smaller effect of that bonus on your Pokemon.
So not the full like I'm the master of Venusaur, but I'm the master of grass types.
Yeah, or maybe it's just like maybe because this happens in other games. The more gym badges you get, because you remember in some games like I think in the originals when you beat certain gym leaders like your Pokemon base speed increased or so. There was one game I swear when you beat certain gym leaders you got stat boost overall, but I don't know how they calculate it.
I'm
90% sure.
I'm gonna put on my skepticals for this.
You can put on your skepticals. I'll look that up later.
Okay.
But I believe there was just like I think it was the original, but that's when stats really didn't matter. So I think it was just arbitrarily saying things. Like it would literally be like you can now use cut and all of your Pokemon do something.
Okay, I don't have the wherewithal to defend myself. I defer to you for most Pokemon knowledge, but that can be.
I could be making this up, but I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I believe you, but I think we reached the end of our time here. This can be a topic for another episode. I'll go and mention once again, we still have our SNES Classic up for, not auction, up for giveaway. Remember, we need 1,000 followers, but before then, we're giving away prizes at the quarters, $250, $500, and $750.
Wow, thank you, Jared, for that. That is true. Thank you. Thank you, Jared, for that. That is very true. We're giving away fabulous prizes with the ultimate grand prize of...
It's of the SNES Classic. I just want to say real quick, this is like the Bob Barker microphone. Hi there. Remember to have your pet spayed? Remember he had like the really thin, like ridiculous microphone? Hello there. And you like pivot it over. Thank you. So the first $250 prize is a swag bag from the Gamescom, right?
Yeah, that it will include swag from Gamescom, PAX East, PAX West, possibly PAX South if we still haven't reached that many by then, and just a whole bunch of other goodies. There'll be some E3. I got a couple of, they have little giant backpacks, from Atlas and Sega and stuff. So we'll include that. It will be a nice swag bag, especially if you've ever been to these events. And the Gamescom comes with some 10-year collectibles because it was their 10-year anniversary this year. So get to following.
That is nice. But yeah, so we'll probably have to come back again to Pokemon. It's an ever-evolving game. We'll probably definitely hit it when it comes out in November. A few weeks away. That was our review of our Nin powers. Tell us what your Nin powers are. We thought ours were pretty darn cool.
I get it. Mine was the universal remote. It didn't sound as well thought out as Jared, but I promise you it is highly effective.
Hey, Nin powers don't need to be complicated to be successful.
Exactly.
Most successful hunters have mastered base Nin powers. And you heard the games that scared us. That weren't even horror games.
That eel people is terrifying. Point blank, period.
I agree. I completely agree. So, for Full Circle, I'm Jared Fradette, and you can find me at always Toon Velo.
I'm your host, Oda Harmon. You can find me at Oda Harmon Jr. I hope you enjoyed this spooky edition of Full Circle. I don't know if you noticed, but that's Phantom of the Mimikyu there. Got that from the Nintendo World Store in New York.
The Mimikyu is on our table.
I'm the background
singer. Electric guitar.
I mean, Mimikyu really is the Phantom of the Pokemon. I mean, he's horribly disfigured and has a rag over himself.
Is he disfigured? I thought he was just like.
I mean, he's horribly horrifying.
It's true.
I don't know if he has a face to be disfigured.
Meowth knows.
Meowth definitely knows. He's the first Pokemon not to die who's seen Mimikyu.
Okay, but once again, thanks for sticking with us all this time, and we'll see you next week.